Let me tell you something, brother. And that is that I'm not going to do this entire thing sounding like Hulk Hogan. But Hulk Hogan was huge in the 1980s, and he propelled wrestling as we know it when he body slammed Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3. And today, we're going to go over bits and parts of the body slam and learn why we do these things. Wrestling is scripted, which means we know the winners, we know the losers, and we know basically the outcome of the match. We'll have a few spots picked out in there and just kind of go from that and call everything else in the ring. With that being said, we've got to do these moves quick and work together in a way that the fluidity of the match just flows. Because you don't want it choppy. Nobody wants to listen to like a music CD where it skips all the time. It's that same concept. So today we're going to go over the body slam and learn how to do it. So when you first do a body slam, you want to spread your legs about a shoulder width apart, and you're going to take their left hand, and as they're coming in, you're going to whoosh that right over you, and then grab. It'll be like this area right by their head and shoulder, right through here. Your right hand is going to go in between their legs, almost like your elbow is trying to be their seat bike on a bicycle. And you're just going to bend your knees and scoop up. The second step in this move is just bending your knees. We already said it. It happens that fast because, like I said, fluidity of the match, we're floating. And so as you bend down, your opponent, he's going to be doing a cartwheel into you almost. Because as you grab him and bend down to lift, he's jumping off with that back foot. That's how Andre got up. He jumped. Very important to jump because you don't want to be 15 to 20 minutes into a match and then just be sucking air because you're out of breath, your cardio ain't the best, and now you got to just pick up this dude and manhandle him. Well, if he's jumping, you ain't working that hard. You're going to be saving that energy for later on in the match to where you're putting on a better performance, which is part of the reasons why we jump. Now, as he does this cartwheel, his hand that you whooshed over your head earlier is right here on your thigh, and that's going to support all that weight. So if you're a bad guy and you have him up in the air and you're ready to slam him down, you can just work the crowd. Let all those little kids know that you're about to destroy their hero. Or if you're just a bigger dude beating up a smaller guy, show off to the world how strong you are and just, work that crowd. The more these guys are up and jumping and hooping and hollering, the better experience that they're going to have. And that's what professional wrestling is really all about, is just giving the fans the best experience possible. So now we're coming into our last step. After you've got them up in the air and you're showboating, you're working the crowd, you want to put them down. Now, this is the most important part because safety. We don't want to slam these guys down in a way that they can't go out and do this tomorrow. Some guys got to get up and go play ball with their boys. You don't want to hurt anybody, and we feel bad when we do. So when we slam them down, we want to take our hand that was up here, that's on their back, as we're slamming them, and we're just going to slide that up and kind of tuck their head and chin, not their chin, but their head and their neck back a little bit, and that's going to protect the back of the head and the neck from hitting the mat when you go down. Also, when you're slamming them down, you want the weight of the slam to be portioned throughout. And what I mean by that is you want the back to hit evenly on the mat and spread out as much as possible. And when you're doing that, you're taking the pain and spreading it out. We've all slipped down a hill or fallen downstairs or fallen upstairs if you're me. And you always kind of brace that impact to where it spreads everything out, because when you land on one spot, it just hurts a lot more. And it's the same concept. So those are the two basic safety things that you want to work on, protecting the neck and even out the slam. So with all that being said, we're going to do a quick demonstration. So first, just take your right hand up and over, left hand here, bend the knees. We're going to scoop, and then as I scoop, he's going to do a tilt-a-whirl, and his hand will be right here on my thigh, and that's what's going to hold his weight up. So if I want to work the crowd and con a little bit, I can. All right. And then slammed him. Left hand was right here protecting the upper neck and lower back, and landed proportionally. The whole back was spread out, spreading out that pain throughout the whole back. That was our demonstration on how to do a body slam. We're going to do a quick recap real quick. We're going to take our right hand, whoosh it over, take your left hand right here in between the shoulder and head region, and you want to end up on their higher back. You're going to take your right hand to go in between their legs and bend your knees. And then when you're bending the knees, you scoop up, you lift and scoop them up. They're going to be jumping into a cartwheel with their weight being on your thigh, knee region. So as you do that, they'll rotate around like this, and then you've got them in the air. You can work the crowd, and then you just slam them down evenly. That way you're spreading out the pain on the back, and then your other hand that was up here is here to protect their neck and their back of their head. And that sums up our video of how to do a body slam.